This was supposed to be a visit to talk mainly about trade and the broader economic relationship between Japan and the United States. Instead, Mike Pence's first official visit to Tokyo as the US Vice President was dominated by how to handle North Korea.
Now, all options are on the table, and there they will remain. But President Trump and I and our administration believes the most productive pathway forward is dialogue among the family of nations that can isolate and pressure North Korea into abandoning permanently and dismantling its nuclear weapons program and its ballistic missile program.
There is no sign that North Korea is willing to do that. It says it'll continue to test missiles and develop its nuclear program. The US has called on North Korea's ally China to apply pressure on Pyongyang. The Chinese want all sides to tone down the rhetoric.
I can see that the US is also emphasizing and reaffirming their willingness of a political and diplomatic solution. They agree it's their first choice. Of course, they've said all the choices are on the table. I believe all countries will agree that the political and diplomatic solution is the first choice.
Japan is one of the countries potentially in North Korea's firing line, with many of its missile tests aimed at Japanese territory. Japan is on alert, and the government agrees with the US stance that the time for strategic patience is over.
Of course, we should seek a peaceful settlement of the issue, although I think dialogue for the sake of dialogue is meaningless. It is necessary for us to exercise pressure against North Korea to engage in serious dialogue.
With the North Korean issue discussed, the respective governments talked trade. But with the most significant announcement being an agreement to keep talking, this was another day dominated by North Korea. When Donald Trump won the US presidential election, there was a lot of concern in this region that his America First policy could undo much of his predecessor's so-called pivot to Asia. Mike Pence is trying to provide some assurance that the US won't turn its back on its Asian partners, economically or militarily. Wayne Hay, Al Jazeera, Tokyo.